my fellow makeup enthusiasts, welcome back to Makeup Use Disorder, not an official DSM diagnosis, but I jokingly say that it should be. Today is going to be a story time video, and I'm doing this because I realized that I completely neglected to address the one negative experience that I had with Botox. Yesterday I uploaded a video about the benefits of Botox, how much I love it, how silly it is to shame someone for having Botox, how we should all be open about having any kind of cosmetic procedure because there's no shame in it. But I was talking to Reused Muse this morning about forehead Botox, and I went, oh my gosh, I need to do a video on this because I did have one really bad experience with forehead Botox. That's not to say that everybody's going to have a bad experience with forehead Botox. In fact, most people really benefit from it. I did not. And it wasn't because Botox is bad. It was because of injector error, I think. And as always, I want to speak about this very gently. I don't want to get on here and bash anybody. I'm not going to name any names. But here it goes. The very first time I got Botox, it was a 39th birthday present to myself. I went to a local injector. She was really nice. She listened. I said, you know, this is my first time. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to do anything drastic. I don't want a frozen facial expression. I just want to get rid of these crow's feet. She injected me, didn't hurt. I felt really happy afterwards, even though you don't see the results for about maybe 3 days. I find that I start to see them after about 2 or 3 days. A lot of people say that they don't see the results for about a week, and everybody will tell you that the Botox will not settle into the muscles and you won't see the full effects until about 2 weeks. I start to see it around 2 to 3 days, and after about 2 weeks, I definitely see it. After the first round, I could see the difference within 2 or 3 days. I was very pleased with it, had no problems with it, and I said, okay, this is part of my beauty routine. Every 3 to 4 months, I'm getting Botox and I'm gonna celebrate. Round 2, I went in with no fear. I knew that it wasn't going to hurt. I knew that I was going to love the results, and I'm just like, yeah, shoot me up. So she injected me, no problems, business as usual. And then she said, you know, I have a little bit left over. Would you like some in your forehead? Because I mean, I do have forehead wrinkles. And at that time, I was pretty concerned with my forehead wrinkles, but not concerned enough to actually ask for injections in the forehead. Because I've got bangs, I can pretty much hide them. I like the way I look with bangs. I feel like I look weird when my hair is pulled back. I have kind of a Fivehead, you know? I am an extremely facially animated, expressive person. I always have been. I don't know if it's because I have a theater background or if it's just me. Aside from that, aside from the fact that I use my eyebrows a lot in my facial expressions, and that maybe loosens up the skin on my Fivehead a little bit, I noticed at a fairly early age that my eyebrows were not as perky as other people's, and I wanted them to be a little bit more arched, a little bit higher up, maybe a little bit more like a Disney princess cartoon. It wasn't body dysmorphic disorder. I didn't spend hours on end staring at my eyebrows in the mirror going, oh, this is awful. This is ghastly. I look so hideous. I was just like, nah, I wish my eyebrows were a little perkier. And I figured out when I was a teenager that if I tensed up the auricularis posterior, the muscle that kind of pulls your ears back, it would also pull my forehead up just a little bit, just enough to make me look a little bit more awake, to make my expression a little bit more open, to make my face a little friendlier. And so I started walking around doing that, especially when I was talking to a cute boy. See? It makes a really subtle difference, but I do it unconsciously now. So after years and years and years of stretching out these muscles, I have a little bit of excess skin on my forehead, on my Fivehead. So when you put a fuckload of Botox in these frontalis muscles, I think I'm saying that right, these muscles on the forehead, what is it called? The procerus muscle is this muscle in between the eyebrows. That is the one that causes worry lines when you walk around with your brow kind of furrowed and you have like the Gemini sign right here, that usually responds really well to Botox. But if you've got forehead wrinkles from a lifetime of being expressive, if you have a 5-head, if your eyebrows already sit a little bit lower than you would like, and your injector goes in with a really heavy hand and says, oh, you've got some deep forehead wrinkles. Would you like a little bit of extra in the forehead? Yeah, of course. Well, I did not do enough research. Usually research is my jam, but I was lazy. I don't know. I have no excuse. I did not study the musculature of the face before I went in for Botox, except for the orbicularis oculi, the ones right here, the ones that they inject when you're wanting to correct crow's feet. I knew about those. I didn't really think about the forehead because it hadn't really occurred to me to get my forehead injected because I wasn't that worried about it because of my bangs. But when she offered it, I was like, yeah, shoot me up. Within 2 days, I went from this to this. And we know that Botox is supposed to last from 3 to 4 months. This shit lasted 9 months. That's how much Botox she put in my forehead. I looked like Dexter. So this resting bitch face made me really insecure, especially at work. And I say work, it's really school/work. I'm a trainee, so I legitimately see clients, but I'm still a student, if that makes any sense. But I do act as a therapist. So can you imagine sitting across from your therapist, telling the most personal details of your life, having some major emotions come up, and having your therapist sitting across from you going, and also, I'm a happy person, generally speaking. So the lower half of my face was always very smiley and animated, whereas the upper part of my face was like this. So I'm walking around like this all the time. Having said all of that, I did a lot of research. I found the top-rated medical spa in Houston, and I started going there. And I found a wonderful injector. Her name is Veronica Jones. I'm gonna give her a shout out because she's amazing. And she explained to me all of the things that I should have learned for myself before I went in for Botox. And she said, you know, I would never, ever, ever get Botox in your forehead again for your face. And she was right. I will never do it again. But that's my face. That's my unique needs. That's not to say that forehead Botox is going to do that to everybody. And I should also say that I was willing to max out my credit card to fix that resting bitch face. And Veronica was very honest with me and she said, putting more Botox in is not going to fix it. You're basically just gonna have to let it wear off. And it should wear off in 3 to 4 months. It took 9. So if you are a first-time Botoxer, just make sure that your injector takes a good look at your face, listens to your goals, because you need to be able to articulate, I want these to be smooth, but I don't want it to affect how my brow sits, or I want to take care of the crow's feet, but I don't want a frozen expression. Whatever you want, make sure that you can present a really clear picture of what you're hoping for in terms of results. And make sure that your injector understands that, takes a good look at your face and says, okay, for you, I would make sure that I do a lot of Botox here, maybe not so much here, I wouldn't put it here. Just make sure that they are knowledgeable, that they can tell you for your face shape or for the amount of skin that you have here or for the size of your brow or for the depth of these wrinkles here, you need this. One size does not fit all when it comes to Botox. You have to make sure that your injector takes all of the variables into account. I had been raving about how much I loved Botox the first time that I got it, and I had been getting some shit for it. So when I had the resting bitch face DEXTER disaster the second time, I spoke openly about it. And oh my actual fuck, people were so nasty. It's just, serves you right for being so insecure, serves you right for being so conceited. Well, you're gonna end up as a negative meme on the internet. I'm putting myself on the internet. I want people to know that this can happen. And as long as you go to an injector who takes everything into account, it probably won't. That wraps it up for my Dexter face horror story. If you have any questions, please post them below. I will be happy to answer them. Everybody was very respectful so far on the last Botox video, so I'm trusting that people will be respectful on this one. Something that I'm going to start adding at the end of every video, I'm going to tell you what perfume I'm wearing today. And today I'm wearing Shea & Blue English Cherry Blossom. This is one of my new favorites. I've got a whole video on Shea & Blue in the works. I'm not going to film it until I have more samples because I've only tried 4 fragrances so far. I have loved them all. It's been a slam dunk. Usually, even if I really like a brand, there's going to be some fragrances that I like better than others. With this one, I love everything I've tried. So I'm going to try 4 more. So when I have tried 8 different fragrances, I'm going to post this video. But this perfume company is so amazing. What is that? Mail? Damn, it wasn't my Shea & Blue. Anyway, this perfume is English Cherry Blossom. It is similar to Japanese Cherry Blossom from Bath & Body Works. It is obviously elevated. This company uses natural ingredients, and so the perfumes have depth. They don't give you a headache, even if it's a slightly floral scent. It's not that sharp, you know, kind of overly artificial, flowery, kind of childish scent. This is divine. And that wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Very special shout out to you if you were watching this video on the toilet. Be sure to subscribe, join the Mud Club, throw me a pity like, give me some encouragement to make some more videos. Follow me on Instagram. I will follow you back. And until next time, stay adorably obsessed with makeup.